The whole console versus PC thing is something we've been covering on this channel for years, and it really never gets old. The PC space continues to grow, the console space continues to reiterate its own irrelevance, and yet people do their best to deny reality and push people onto the console for some reason. No clue why you'd want to at this point, because the console space is a complete joke this generation, while PC gaming it's the best it's ever been, but God bless their little button noses, they're still trying to push you to the console side. A viewer named Madison sent me this article the other day from a list-based website about the top 10 reasons why consoles are better than PCs, and I kid you not, when I say it's some of the most brain-dead and straightforwardly garbage talking points I've heard in a while. Also, there's more than 10 entries on this list, so whoever threw this thing together apparently doesn't know how to count, let alone speak logically. So we're just going to go through these 10 reasons that are actually more than 10 reasons, and we're going to pick them all apart. Also, this website is bizarre. Like, it has a written intro by an actual author, but then the actual points that are all numbered are just large quotes from other unnamed authors. And, like, you can vote for which points deserve higher spots, I guess. So apparently this was some collaborative effort. You know, you took the entire internet into account and took a big voting team, and this is the best you got. So I guess we'll just dig in, and I really just don't care who wrote this or who ordered the article. It's all horrible. Like, genuinely, this is probably the worst article I've read all year. Strap in. Top 10 reasons why consoles are better than PCs. There's already a list on why PC gaming is superior. That's always fun. They do a list on the other side of the argument to try and, like, absolve themselves from criticism, even though it's always stupid. But let's look at the other end of the spectrum on why some people still prefer to play games on consoles. Note, I am not a console fanboy. That's something a console fanboy would say. I was actually a PC gamer before I saw what advantages consoles could offer gamers. Yeah, I'm gonna press X to doubt on that one. If you prefer PC gaming, more power to you, but it's not for everyone, as these reasons will show why. Oh, well, so this article was thrown together by a former PC gamer who was tempted over to the console side. Well, I guess they have really amazing, wonderful points to go through. Let's go through this. Number 1, better reliability. Awesome. Really, if one tiny thing is wrong on a PC, which it usually is for people who don't care enough to dedicate an entire day to research, it's useless. With consoles, they are made by professionals who lose everything if they don't do it right. Even if they do, you can still have it fixed or replaced with only a few hours wait. Okay, so we've got a gaming PC is useless if one tiny thing is wrong with it, but usually there is something wrong with it. So today I learned that gaming PCs are just rampantly not working. Just like en masse, gaming PCs don't work? Because you say that if one tiny thing is wrong with the machine, it's useless, but also most people's PCs have something wrong with them. So most people's PCs are useless? I don't fucking think so. But then literally the next 2 sentences are you saying consoles are made by professionals who never make mistakes. But if they do make mistakes, there's a fix. So why'd you say they never make mistakes if you were going to immediately contradict yourself? Also, if consoles were always made correctly, why would we have so many heating problems, and crashing problems, and memory problems? You also gloss over the fact that if a console is broken, if there's something wrong with it, you have to have someone else fix it. If something's wrong with my PC, I can fix it. We're just not going to talk about that. They keep going. Consoles also don't require memorizing the entire specs just to play Morrowind, for example. To play Morrowind on a PC nowadays, you have to physically alter the computer and game. You have to physically alter your computer to play Morrowind? I just don't believe you. With consoles, it works fine the second you pop it into the tray. PCs just aren't reliable enough to be worth the extra time and money. Like, really? I can't get over this. The best example you could think of was Morrowind? That's the best example of a multi-platform game that's complicated on PC but not complicated on console. The best one you can come up with is fucking Morrowind? How old are you? Point number 2, less expensive. Oh, this one aged like milk. Going back to the technical requirements to keep your PC up to date to play games, you need to be prepared to spend money to get the necessary components for the games to be playable. Oh, not just for the games to be like the best looking they can be, for games to be playable. Ooh. How knowledgeable you are of gaming PCs. Consoles keep required add-ons to a bare minimum, and most games can be played with just a console. Games with online servers, like World of Warcraft, charge monthly fees for just that game. For PS3, the online is free, and for Xbox Live, you pay a charge and have access to all online games. When was this fucking article written? Like, I can't find a published date on it anywhere. I kind of just assume when people send me things, they're like at most a couple years old. When the fuck was this thing written? I'm honestly willing to gloss over this one because I guess there's a chance that these quotes were pulled from forums like 20 years ago. And I guess 20 years ago you would have had a point, but evidently it's not 20 years ago. If you want to make the argument of monthly expenses, the consoles are way more expensive now. If you want to make the argument of hardware being more future-proof and, one purchase for X amount of time, the PC is way better than the console in that regard, especially since you can sell individual parts of your PC and get money back for the parts that you're replacing, so it keeps the cost of the machine down. With how many available parts there are on the market and how many people are constantly buying new parts and upgrading their machines just out of desire, not out of necessity, that means there is a gigantic, thriving marketplace of secondhand parts that are in perfect condition. That's part of the reason why all of us PC gamers say buy used. Buy used. There is absolutely nothing wrong with buying used because like 99% of the used PC part marketplace are parts coming from people just voluntarily upgrading their builds, which means the parts that are being sold used have absolutely nothing wrong with them. But good lord, you want to talk expenses, you gotta talk about the monthly fees to play your own games online on the console, you gotta talk about the fact that console games are on average much more expensive, you gotta talk about the fact that for the amount of money you're paying for the console to the amount of performance or where your performance caps are going to be on average, it is not at all economic to go with the console anymore versus a gaming PC, especially if you're buying parts used. Gosh, again, I said I was going to gloss over this one, but I guess I kind of ranted for a bit, but we're going to move on after that, but just out of the benefit of the doubt that this is an older point, but geez. Number 3, controllers are more comfortable than keyboards. Then use a controller. What do you want about? Personally, the keyboard feels clunky with too many buttons, skill issue, and was designed for typing with 2 hands. It was designed for that. That doesn't mean you have to use it for that exclusively. I am fine with the mouse, but the keyboard is clunky and awful. All the keys feel the same, so you will end up pressing the wrong key and you have to stretch your fingers across the keyboard. Literal skill issue. Literal skill issue. This is a subjective preference, but console controllers were just made for things like gaming. So use it on the PC. What's the problem? Why is this point even here? This point's been outdated for like almost as long as gaming has been available on the PC. 4. Consoles lag less than PCs. I believe this is 100% true. PCs just can't stop lagging. Consoles definitely don't lag. I play on a laptop and it's terrible. So I play Xbox One. Isn't a laptop supposed to be stronger than a PC? Where'd you get that from, first of all? Second of all, hi, I'm a former Xbox One owner. I experienced way more lag in online games while playing on the Xbox than I ever have on the PC. That's number 2. Number 3, if we're talking about lag in the game, like connection lag, internet connection lag, that is 90-ish% of the time a fault of the game, not a fault of the hardware itself. But that being said, do servers on console multiplayer games tend to be held to much lower standards than servers on PC games? Yes, actually. PC multiplayer games tend to have higher refresh rates on their servers, meaning on average, the connection is actually more stable than a console game's multiplayer servers are, assuming a console multiplayer game is even running on dedicated servers. This whole point really just comes down to dedicated servers. If a game's running peer-to-peer, this whole point is kind of thrown out the window regardless of platform. But if we're talking about the quality of dedicated servers, on average, console versus PC, the PC is better. Because on average, PC game dedicated servers are refreshing at faster rates than console servers are. So, you're dumb. Oh, but before we get into the next entry on this super amazing list, let's go through the Doofus Club shoutouts. Yeah, if you join the channel with the join button down there, 99 cents a month. It's the Doofus Club. Join the Doofus Club. I'll give you emojis. I'll give you shoutouts in every video. So, let's go through the Doofus Club as of 3:45 p.m. on November 20th. I recorded this video in advance. I'm sorry if you've joined the Doofus Club since then. I promise you'll be in the next one I record. Okay, the Groovy Banana, the Scrum Master, Crumpet Cunt, Curtin Allenspack, Robs C, Veg, Gextar, Billet 310 Char, Master of Nothing, Wannabe Hobo, Westa, Totally Not Retro, Jidge, Joey Scoops, Puddin' Tane, Jotaku, Gaming with Dead People, Tooney Wayne, Extreme the Wolf 7, Bloodline, Luke, Bayless, and Hero Culture 2. Who This is going to get very difficult as more people sign up. I did not think this through, but I already promised it. Join the Doofus Club, 99 cents a month. You get emojis, you get video shoutouts, and maybe more things as I continue to think of more things to do. Okay, back to the video, bye. 5. You just put the game in and play. It is true, to the point where if you deny it, you're being a fanboy. It's true that now, on consoles, it's no longer put in the disc and play, since most games require 5 to 10 minutes of installation plus the download of a day one patch. Oh, so you're a fanboy writing this because you immediately contradicted yourself again. If you deny that consoles are just put the game in and play, you're denying it because you're a fanboy. Also, it's not true anymore. You fucking moosehead, what are you on about? Also, today I learned console games only take 5 to 10 minutes to install from a disc. Boy, if only that were true. I remember waiting like an hour and a half for Gears of War Ultimate Edition to install when I first got that. I got that game at Target, proudly strolled into my college dorm, threw the disc into my fucking machine, and then just had to sit there and wait for it like an asshat. What else do you fucking idiots say? What other dumb things do you say here? However, when you start the game, you have nothing else to do but start having a good time. On a PC, that's not the case, at least in most cases. It doesn't matter if your PC is a beast, you will still want to enter the graphics configuration and tweak every item to match your ideal. You can either max out everything or start playing trial and error with each setting and to know exactly how it impacts the game, or what you can do to improve performance if you have constant frame drops. This is without considering any patching or third-party program to install or launch, like Uplay or Ubisoft games, before opening the game. The program will also need to be patched and improved. Graphics menus, really? I cannot stand when console dudes do this. You're like, man, the process of setting up PC games, just like, it's just so not plug and play, you know what I mean? With a console, it takes forever to install the game and then you play. With a PC, it takes forever to install the game and then you play, even though it takes quicker on average to install a game on PC because the PC doesn't bottleneck your internet like consoles do. But let's just say they were the exact same time waiting. Let's just say a console and a PC took the exact same amount of time to install the same game, right? But you're going to say it's a giant problem because on the PC, now you also have to deal with the graphics settings, man. Oh, that's crazy. I have to take extra time to use this feature you don't have? Amazing argument. It takes longer to use a feature that enhances my experience and that you don't have. That's not a good argument. Also, as most PC gamers can confirm, this issue, if you even want to call it an issue, is way overblown. We spend maybe a minute or two in graphics menus when we start a game, and then as we continue to play the game, we will adjust graphics once or twice when we're first starting, and then we leave them there. And that's assuming we touch the graphic settings at all. If you play indie games, a lot of times you don't really even touch the graphic settings. The constant graphical tinkering is really only for games that have a gigantic graphics menu, which again is a feature. It's not a problem, it's a feature. You fine-tune the game to the performance you want and make the experience more consistent with what you wanted out of it. But that's a problem to you, apparently. God, you guys suck. I'm only at number 6. I thought I was on number like 9. Fuck. Number 6, playing on a big TV is more fun than playing on a small computer screen. So hook the PC up to your big TV. I'm so tired of this one. A PC has an HDMI port. An HDMI port can be interacted with using an HDMI cable. You know what else has an HDMI port? Your television, you doofus canoe. I'm skipping over this one. I'm so tired of this one. Man, ugh. Number 7, console exclusive games. Man, those are, ooh, yeah, all of those console exclusive games, man, the laundry list of console exclusive games. I'm just bending over backwards, crying my eyes out at all the console exclusive games that I can't play. Except none of that is true. I'm skipping this one as well, because it should be self-evidently stupid. 8, consoles are better for multiplayer games. Oh, yes. After we pay extra to use our own internet for multiplayer games, the experience is just so much better because of our lower refresh rate servers and less skill-based input devices. How, what? Okay, let me at least hear your reasoning on this one. I skipped over 2, let's read this one at least. Isn't it more fun to get people playing around the TV than having them huddle up to a small computer screen? Sure, the PC has online multiplayer, but what about playing with your buddies? Local multiplayer should not be forgotten here. Hook the PC up to your TV, play split screen. You are talking to someone who played an immense amount of Super Smash Bros. Melee and Mario Party 5 on the Dolphin emulator with friends, locally, like in my apartment. I used to do that a lot. I just don't want to hear this one. I also just can't stand this point because, yeah, man, the consoles are just killing it with local multiplayer these days, right? When's the last time a great local multiplayer game came out not on the Switch? I will fucking wait. Number 9, console gamers aren't as big elitists, which is interesting because I and many other YouTubers have made an entire persona out of making fun of all the console elitists. Also, you're not really a PC elitist if you point out the things that are objectively better about the PC. I know I'm skipping all the descriptions of these points now, but I honestly just can't be fucked anymore. I kind of just want to get through the list. Number 10, PCs are really slow. Yeah, that's Number 11, consoles are better at more gaming genres. Yeah, remember when the headline said it was top 10? We're on number 11 now. They thought there were so many great reasons that they had to add an 11th one. And what's the 11th point that they just had to squeeze in there? Consoles are better at more gaming genres. Sure, PCs are better for shooters and sim games, but platformers, racing games, music games, beat-em-ups, amongst others, are done better on consoles. All of those games are available on PC. All of those games are technically better played on the PC because they can, at worst, match the console's performance and at best, surpass it. You have a wider variety of all of those genres on the PC, and then you have all the genres that you didn't list here. What about real-time strategy games? What about turn-based strategy games? What about RPGs? What about retro games? What about horror games? What about boomer shooters? I guess that falls under the shooter category. My bad for thinking you would understand what a subgenre is. But just like, how do you even make this point? How do you make this point? Oh, don't worry. There's a number 12 now in this top 10. Number 12, popular games neglect PC. This depends on the developer. Developers such as Valve and CD Projekt work to optimize their games for the PC. Yeah, it's just them. Those are the only two. So PC gamers can see the potential and vision of the game and then release a downgraded version suited for console. Other developers such as Rocksteady optimize their games for consoles. A year or two ago, I played through all the Arkham games on PC and did not have a single technical problem. Like, not one. Those games play fucking phenomenally, above 30 FPS, by the way. If they do release on PC, it will only be a slight upgrade. Yeah, the Arkham games are just a slight upgrade on PC. Slight upgrade. This is called sarcasm. This is a developer problem, not a PC problem. Mods will come out to fix or upgrade the PC experience. So why is it on the list? Why is it here? The list keeps on going. It keeps on going. Like, there's way more than just these 12. But I want to show you guys number 13 to wrap it up, because I think this is my favorite one. Number 13, PCs have tons of shovelware games. The description, quote, true, but you don't have to install it. And that's really just the big thesis of the article, huh? Here's all these problems that I have with the PC, and literally none of them are real. Literally not one of these problems is a real problem. Oh my God. This was the worst thing I've read in a while. I don't know how I made it through all this without vomiting. I don't know how to wrap this up either. So I'm just going to cry. Toodles.